What's going on, my soul family? Welcome back to another episode of the Awake with Jake show. On today's episode, I'm going to be dropping in and sharing with you ways to heal both your masculine and feminine energies. Now, before we get into today's episode, I want to share with you something very special, something that I have poured my heart and soul into, which is this course for healing both your masculine and feminine energies. This course is packed with wisdom. It has many video modules walking through healing, activating, and embodying your masculine and feminine energies. It also has guided meditations for healing and activation as well, and it also has worksheets. Many people have gone through this course already and have absolutely loved it, and I'm so excited to bring this forward to you. Go to jakewoodard.com/course to enroll today. Doors will not be open for this for too long, so do not sit on the fence about this, because I can assure you that this wisdom will change your life. When it comes to healing your masculine and feminine energies, I think the first step is awareness. Now, if you grew up in an environment that was volatile like I did, and I know a lot of people grew up in this type of environment, but we have to realize our inner masculine and our inner feminine may be imbalanced. They may be out of harmony with one another. And a really good indicator for showing us the work that we have to do on our masculine or feminine energies are by the people that are being sent to us from the beautiful, gracious universe. And the more we ascend in consciousness, the more that we hear the cosmic giggle of the universe, So if you're attracting a partner to you that maybe is emotionally unavailable, here's an example. An emotionally unavailable partner. They may be mirroring back to you your lack of emotional availability to your own heart, meaning that you've shut down the feminine parts of yourself. Everything feminine is feeling. Feminine is connected to emotions. So if you are attracting to you people, beings, partners that are emotionally unavailable, you have to look at your own feminine energy and ask yourself, and I'm curious to know right now, what is your relationship with your feminine energy? And this applies to all human beings. And I think as a man for a very long time, I denied my inner feminine because I was taught that it was weakness, that showing emotions or vulnerability or expressing yourself meant that you were weak and less than. Because our society is all about masculine energy, and it's very rewarded in our third dimension of consciousness. And here's why. Because the masculine energy is external. It's the external energy, where the feminine energy is the internal energy. It's our inner healer. It's our inner feeler, I like to call it. With the feminine energy, we can activate our emotions to heal and release trauma. As you've heard me say many times, trauma tends to be stored within our energetic body. And in order to heal this trauma, we have to be able to feel this trauma. So if you have repressed or denied the feminine aspects of yourself, it is very difficult to heal. This is why I say that your inner feminine is your inner healer. Now, I'll share with you a story of how many times I would go into the woods when I was going through a deep, dark night of the soul, I'd like to call it in this moment. I was going through a deep, dark night of the soul, and I hated the word surrender because I didn't understand it. And my ego denied the word surrender, but it got so bad at one point in my life, I dropped down on my knees in the middle of the desert, and all I could do at this point was surrender. And I said out loud, I said, take this pain away from me. I want this pain to be gone. And I just kept saying these words out loud, and all of a sudden, I started to feel this activation of energy within me. Now, at the time, I didn't fully understand it, but what was really happening at an energetic level, I was activating my divine feminine energy, my inner healer. She had come like a beautiful, nourishing mother to give me love, to give me unconditional love for the first time I had ever had in my life. And it was so beautiful to feel this mother warmth, this mother energy, that it was so healing. I released so much pain from that point moving forward when I allowed myself to start to surrender. Because surrendering is actually a feminine energy, surrendering into the flow of the universe. How hard is that for you to do? surrender into the flow of things, surrender into the flow of the universe, and trust that the universe, source energy, God has your back and that you are infinitely protected, you are infinitely guided. In any moment, there is an abundance of divine energy flowing to you and through you if you're allowing it. A lot of people have wounded feminine energy and they can't receive. They can't receive pleasure. They can't receive wisdom. They can't receive the abundance of the universe. But here's the thing. A lot of people talk about law of attraction, but in order to manifest things in your life, you have to be able to receive and allow yourself to receive. A lot of people don't feel worthy of receiving. So they keep denying the things that they actually want from coming into their life. People say, I want a romantic partner. I want a lover to show up in my life. But unconsciously, you feel unworthy of love. You feel unworthy of love maybe because your dad never gave you that love. But here's the beautiful part about all this. You can give yourself that love. You can validate yourself from within. You don't need to keep seeking the approval from your parents anymore and holding on to these unconscious, unhealthy patterns. And I did this for so long. So when I started to awaken, everything in my life began to change. I allowed my inner masculine and my inner feminine to become into harmony. Now, it took me many years to work through these stages, but it has been a beautiful healing process. So I want to start by giving you some ways to heal your inner feminine. And once again, I have to say this because it applies to all beings. This is not just for women. This is not just for men. When I talk about feminine, that doesn't just mean women, okay? Men, you got feminine energy too. Whether you want to deny it or not, that's up to you. But I can tell you this. As a man, as a masculine person, if you ever want to connect with a feminine person, a feminine partner, whether woman or man, you have to be conscious of your own feminine energy because you will not understand her sensitivity if you do not understand your own. You will not understand her heart if you do not understand your own. Your logical masculine mind will get caught up in all of the thinking, and you will try to process and make rational sense of her emotions. But when you make a feeling sense of your own intuitive heart and your own intuitive wisdom, then you will be able to connect with the feminine energy at a much deeper and more beautiful way. We have to allow ourselves to feel feminine energy. It's not easy, but I'm inviting you to do it. The first thing I have is allowing yourself to receive. This is a practice. It will feel uncomfortable at first, but the mantra that I have for you is I give myself permission to feel love. So many people do not feel worthy of love. Love, that liquid love, is the divine feminine energy. The container that holds that love is the masculine energy. So receiving and the receptive energy, you activate your funnel of the universe to magnetize everything to you as a divine feminine being. A divine feminine being activates this energy to become a magnet and attract things to you at a vibrational level, everything that you want. Right now, you may be attracting things that you don't want because your feminine energy is wounded. And that's often what happens is our receptive energy is not fully in alignment with our higher self. So we keep kind of attracting broken mirrors to us to show us our wounds, to show us our blind spots if we are open to seeing our blind spots and our wounds. That's the beautiful thing about the universe and the Earth School that we're all here together is we get to take a deeper look at our wounds when we're ready to get free of this pain and suffering, of course. My invitation to you is, why not start looking deeper at your wounds? Are you blocked in your feminine energy? Have you shut down the feminine parts of yourself? Check in and tune in with your body right now. What does your body feel like? Are you holding on a tense tightness and rigid feeling and your body just hurts? Your heart is crying out for love. You shut down the feminine parts of yourself, your sensation, your feelings, your emotions, because you've numbed yourself with this masculine energy. But let me ask you this. Is that going to serve you? Is that going to serve the planet? Is that going to serve your fellow beings on this planet? No. It can't, because if you're walking through life numb, but you want deep romance, you want deep love, how can you have that if you can't feel? Love is a form of feeling. But in order to get to love, you got to process all the things that are blocking you from feeling that vibration of love. So allow yourself to receive. If someone gives you a compliment, if someone gives you any form of love, invite it into your life and accept it. Accept that love into your life. Allow it to manifest in your life and continue to manifest. When you take a shower, feel the love of that shower bathing down over you. When someone gives you a gift, look at it like this. If you had two children, child A, child B, and child A took the gift and threw it in the corner and never played with it again, but child B loved it and nourished it and they received it, who are you likely to give a gift again to? The universe acts the same way. So when you're fully aligned with your receptive feminine energy, then you can receive the beauty and the love of the universe. Number 2, let down your masculine shield. This is a tough one for a lot of people. You may have created this shield because you didn't feel safe in a world full of wounded masculine energy. I'm here to tell you this. You are safe now. You don't need to keep hiding behind this masculine shield. You don't need to keep overworking and overdoing and overgiving and overthinking all the time and stressing yourself out, stressing your body out. Give yourself permission to rest in your feminine energy. When you get home from work and you're in the masculine grid all day long, shut that masculine mind off. Allow yourself to be in your feminine. Well, you may think, well, Jake, I have kids. I have to continue being in my masculine energy to lead and protect and guide. Okay, valid point. But here's my invitation for you. Can you do those things in a safe container while feeling your feminine energy and invite your children into the playful feminine energy with you and feeling that liquid love? Or are you going to continue to be rigid for your entire life? Because here's the thing about when your feminine is wounded and you're in your masculine, you block other masculine energy from coming into your life. So if you're a feminine woman listening to this right now and you want a masculine partner, you have to be able to receive his masculine energy or her masculine energy, but you have to be able to receive this masculine energy. So if your feminine is wounded, you're not going to be able to receive the love of the masculine energy, the gifts of the masculine energy, because remember, the masculine energy wants to give. It is the giving energy, where the feminine is the receptive, the receptor energy of the universe. It loves to feel and receive. It's like an antenna of the universe. It's receiving all of the frequencies of the universe, bathing in it. Allow yourself to receive. And when your feminine is blocked, you push away that masculine energy. You say, nope, I got this on my own. I don't need any help. I'll figure this out on my own. But is that serving your true heart desires? Let down this masculine shield. The third thing I have is allow yourself to feel your feelings and emotions. Once again, we've all repressed our emotional body. That's why it's so active and it keeps showing up as anxiety and stress and worry. Feminine energy is connected to everything sensation and feeling. So doing some form of primal feminine dance is something that can be very opening to activate this feminine energy. Doing dynamic dance, dynamic meditation, opening up the feminine body. Now, if you tell a feminine person to go sit down and meditate for 3 hours, it can be beneficial in some aspects, but it may not serve their healing to the greatest capacity because the feminine person wants to move. A meditation practice can be good for a feminine person, but I really think that what helps feminine people a lot is the movement and the flow of their feminine energy. Sure, you can have a sitting meditation that works great, but if you're a feminine being, I would really invite you to have a form of primal feminine dance that you do daily along with your meditation practice, and do both of them in parallel and see what feels more natural to you, what feels better to your body. Because if you are rigid all day long, you probably don't want to sit down and get quiet and meditate more after you've just been working for 8 hours. You want to move your damn body and free up that loving vibratory energy. Right? You don't want to keep being in your damn rigid masculine energy all the time. You want to flow. You want to move. You want to feel that love. You want to receive that love. Don't get too caught up in this masculine grid of who you think you're supposed to be. We've all been brought into a model of a world in this third dimension of consciousness that tells us who we are supposed to be. You're supposed to wear this, you're supposed to date this person, you're supposed to live in this house, you're supposed to drive this car, you're supposed to make this amount of money. But my question is, who are you? And when are you going to stop fitting in this masculine box? Because if it's not serving your true deep heart desires, let go of that box. Burn that box. Let it go. Number 4. Forgive the primary feminine energy who hurt you the most. If it was your mother, release her from you and forgive your own self as well. With the feminine wounds, they tend to carry a lot of shame and guilt and fear. The mother does it unconsciously. She doesn't mean to do it. When a mother conditionally loves her child, meaning she loves her with conditions, she doesn't do that on purpose. She's giving her the love that she has to give. We can't love anyone more than we love our own selves. So if your mother hated herself and she was shamed and guilted by her mother or maybe by her husband or whatever, then she carries those wounds with her. So a mother can only give what she has. So we have to stop blaming our mothers and we have to forgive our mothers. And we do this energetically. We don't have to go have a conversation with our mom. We forgive our mother energetically. Close your eyes right now with me and say the words out loud. Mom, I give myself permission to forgive you. I allow myself to receive love. And don't forget to forgive yourself as well. Because yes, you, the person listening to this, there is no one harder on you than your own self. You are your own worst enemy. You are the one that continues to believe these stories of you're not worthy of love, you're not worthy of success, you're not worthy of a great relationship or a great healthy body. You are worthy. You are worthy of love. And you are safe to feel all of this now. Now, for the healing of masculine energy. And once again, this doesn't exclude women because women have a lot of masculine wounds as well. Remember, I had both of these energies and both were very wounded. Maybe like you too. Maybe both your masculine and feminine are wounded. And that's really one of the deep dive things that I cover in this course is how to actually heal those masculine and feminine wounds. If you're into masculine and feminine energy, you really want to be a part of this course. I can assure you that it's life-changing. The first thing I have is let go of your inner rage. Whew. Masculine energy is so angry because it's so deeply wounded, so it manifests as aggression, forcefulness, dominance, controlling, and over-competitive. Have you ever met a masculine person that was just super competitive? It was so annoying. My dad was like that. He couldn't lose at anything. And if he did, you didn't want to be around him because he had to win. The ego was so big in the masculine energy, in the wounded masculine energy. It's so overtaken by the wounded ego. When we quiet down that ego and settle it down, it's like training a dog not to jump on people and bark and bite at people. The more you have inner discipline and you quiet down your chattering masculine mind, the more you calm your inner universe, the more you harmonize your masculine and feminine energies. Your body is probably extremely tense and rigid because your mind is locked in logic. This is built because of anger that needs to be released in a safe container. One of the things that I focus on the most is releasing your emotions in a safe container and having someone guide you through it. Whether it's coming to one of my retreats or going to another retreat or doing this course, doing something that is going to allow you to bring up this emotion and release it. This is very powerful because if you look at like maybe a bottle and you put all of this stuff in there, all of this traumas and abandonment and wounds and fears and insecurities, you stick them all in a bottle. At some point, that bottle is going to explode. And you keep stuffing stuff in it. At some point, that bottle is going to break. And that pop's going to fly up, top's going to fly off, pop's going to fly off, top's going to fly off. So we have to look at our stuff. Because if you carry around a bottle full of stuff, someone comes along and they just flick it just a little bit, it's going to blow. It's going to explode. Your inner rage is coming from deep sadness. Your inner rage is maybe coming from your father abandoning you or abusing you or hurting you or beating you down, telling you weren't good enough. You're no good piece of shit. I heard these words all the time from my father. All I wanted was his love and approval and validation. But when I stopped looking and seeking for his love and approval and validation, my entire life changed, and yours will too. When you validate and approve yourself, when you let go of this inner rage, what are you so angry at? What are you so angry at? I'm curious to know, why are you still so angry? What are you holding on to that you need to let go of? And do you feel safe enough to release it? Close your eyes and feel into it. What are you angry at? Who hurt you so bad that caused you to close your heart? And are you ready to release this pain from you now? You are safe to release this pain. Of course, it's going to happen when you're ready to do so. The second thing I have, stop trying to control external things. When people have wounded masculine energy, and this was me for a long time, I was very compulsive. I wanted everything to be perfect and neat and tidy. Now, the masculine energy is still very clean and organized for the most part, but it can become compulsive and obsessive. Meaning that if you, for example, if you're in a relationship with a feminine person, you're going to conflict a lot because the feminine is everything feeling. They fill a house full of stuff. So if you like everything nice and neat, you are going to have to kind of back down just a little bit. Not saying you can't be organized and disciplined and planned and everything else. You can, but you don't want to be over the top with it because you will try to put a lid on their feminine energy. So living with a feminine person, you have to realize that you can't control the feminine energy. Because if you try to do that, it's like trying to control the wind. Good luck. And when you try to control the feminine energy, it will manifest as chaos. You cannot control the divine feminine. Goddess Kali is depicted of cutting men's heads off for when they become unconscious. So, not saying that your woman's going to cut your head off, but realize that when you try to box in the feminine energy, it can become chaotic. And this is what is happening with a lot of people that are awakening on the planet. It's awakening in their inner goddess, their inner chaos. The divine feminine is rising right now. And we need more conscious men to support the rising of this masculine or of this feminine energy with their own first feminine energy and with their own healthy masculine energy. The masculine energy holds the safe space with the support and structure of their inner strength, of their inner warrior, for the feminine to rise and process their emotions. If you're trying to stuff down feminine energy, shame on you, because you're a part of the problem. Nourish the feminine to feel safe so they can process their emotions. I'm not saying let the feminine energy be toxic in your life, because if the feminine energy is abusive or toxic, you set a boundary with them. You don't allow that, okay? And that's for all beings. You never allow someone to abuse you or talk down to you. You got to know your worth. If someone's not appreciating your beauty and your radiance, you let go of that person because they don't deserve you, but you deserve your love. I want you to feel that. Number 3, allow your inner feminine to help you heal by feeling your hurt. We've talked a lot about doing inner work right here. It is going to take you feeling your inner world to heal this masculine energy. Your feminine is the feeler. You're feminine. I wonder where that's coming through. The hemisphere of the universe. The feminine energy is the healer, your inner healer. Okay? So when you activate your inner healer, man and woman, all beings, all genders, you will feel a deep release, a very powerful release of energy and emotion being released from your energetic body, and you will just feel so much lighter the more you peel back these layers of hurt and trauma. I can assure you that. So allow yourself to activate this inner feminine to come in and give your masculine the nourishment, the gentleness, the softness, the compassion, the loving liquid energy. That is nourishment to a masculine person's central nervous system. It feels so good. It's like feeling the sunshine bathe down on you when it's kind of like a chilly day out. The sun comes out and it's really warm and it's bright. That is like the feminine energy flowing down on you, feeling that coldness become warm by the sun. The last thing I have is learn to focus on being present in the moment. When your masculine energy is wounded, you will really struggle to be present. Remember, the masculine energy is present consciousness. So when you are very present, your inner energies, your masculine and your feminine, are balanced. You can observe your feminine emotions with the masculine energy, and you can observe the world around you and feel everything and see everything. But when your masculine is imbalanced, it will be projecting into the future and worrying about the past. Let me say this again. When your masculine energy is imbalanced, you will live in a state of worry and panic about the future and past, because wounded masculine energy lives in a state of third dimensional time. And with time, everything suffers. So as we look at our wounded masculine energy, we ask ourselves, am I worrying and projecting into the future, or am I taking control of my reality in this moment to be conscious and awaken? Now, with everything going on the planet at this point right now, we need as many people possible stepping forward into the light to spread their truth, to create a safe container so the world can blossom. All of the beings, all of the spiritual beings that are doing the work right now are creating an environment for other flowers to grow. They're building a beautiful garden so flowers can blossom. So my question for you is, are you a part of building this garden? Or are you the weeds in the garden? Down the road from now, 20 or 30 years, what are you going to say you contributed to this pandemic? Are you going to say that you contributed to the mass fear fed into the media? Or are you going to step into the light and start shining your gifts? Because we need you. The world needs you. No more running. No more hiding. We are here together as one energy. The same energy that created me created you. And we're all in this earth school here together, like a big pot of soup right now, swirling around. Let's come together as one energy to breathe life back into this planet. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. If it brought you value, please take a screenshot of this, share it to your Instagram story, and tag me at Jake Woodard. It would mean the world to me for you to share my work, and it will help me to spread more messages. So please go ahead, take a screenshot of this, share it to your Instagram story, tag me in it, and I would be so delightful. And once again, if you want to be a part of this course and you're on the fence about it, I can assure you this. If you like this episode, then you are going to love this course that I have created, because I have literally poured my heart and soul into making this course. Please go to jakewoodard.com/course to register today. Remember, doors will not stay open for too long, but I really want to give you an opportunity to experience this, because it is healing and you will harmonize your masculine and feminine energies. As always, stay open, stay loving, and stay connected to that beautiful source within you.